fine. So in this video we discuss about resources under development. Okay, this is chapter is from geography. Okay, so let's start this chapter. That is about the resources and also about the development. So everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs, provided it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable, can termed as resource. It means what is resource? Everything available in our environment, that is which can be used to satisfy our needs. It means resource is a thing that is used to satisfy our need, provided that is, and it is technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable also. So it can be called as resource. Now the process of transformation of things available in our environment involves an interactive relationship between nature, technology, and institution. Human beings interact with nature through technology and create institutions to accelerate their economic development. Overall, here only one thing is matter, that is human is there to what? For this transformation of things, for their transformation, and that is also involves an interactive relationship between nature and technology and institution also. So human being interact with nature through this type of things, and after that accelerate their economic development, and they accelerate their economic development. It means development in the simple means to the betterment of anything. It means anything it become better, then it is called development for this. So do you think that resources are free gifts of nature as are assumed by many? They are not. Resources are a function of human activity. It means resources are the function of human activity. Human beings themselves are essential components of resource. It means human beings are the essential component of resource. They transform material available in our environment into resource and use them. It means human beings transform that material and provide us to use them. These resources can be classified in following ways. These resources are classified in the ways that is on the basis of origin, that is biotic and abiotic, on the basis of exhaustibility, that is renewable and non-renewable, on the basis of ownership, individual, community, and national and international, and on the basis of status of development, that is potential, developed stock, and reserves. Resources have two. First one is natural and the second one is human. It means artificial. In the natural there is renewable and non-renewable, continuous or flow, biologically, nature and wildlife. But here this one is recycle and non-recycle also. But you have only structure and institution and quantity and quality, because artificial things have only quality and quantity and also their structures. Now here first thing is development of resource. Development of resources. So resources are vital for human survival as well as for maintaining the quality of life. It means resources are very vital for human. It means very essential for survival and also for maintaining the quality of life. It was believed that resources are free gifts of nature. It means resources are the free gifts. Free of cost from the nature. Now as a result, human beings use them indiscriminately, and this has led to the following major problems. It means as a result, human beings use them indiscriminately. It means we can say in an unusual way. So that's a what? Have major problems, that is depletion of resources for satisfying the greed of few individuals, accumulation of resource in few hands, and also which in turn divided a society into two segments, that is have and have nots, rich and poor. Indiscriminate exploitation of resources has led to the global ecology crisis also, such as global warming, ozone layer depletion, environmental pollution and land degradation. So these are the problems if we use the resource in unusual way. Okay, an equitable distribution of resource has become essential for a sustained quality of life. It means distribution of resource. Which type of distribution? Equitable. Okay, so equitable distribution of resource has become essential for what? Sustained equality of life and also the global peace. If the present trend of resource depletion by a few individuals and countries continues, the future of our planet is in danger also. Okay, if we use continuous the resource in the bad way, in unusual way, so it can also dangerous for our future and our planet also. Okay, therefore resource planning is essential for sustainable existence of all forms of life. That is, sustainable existence is a component of sustainable development. It means sustainable development in the sense the development without harming our environment and without, we can say, disturbing the future generation or future needs. Now this one is, that is sustainable economic development means development should take place without disturbing, damaging the environment, and development is in the present should not compromise what? That is with the needs of future generation. Okay, I already told you. Okay, now Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit in 1992. That is, in June 1992, more than 100 heads of states met in Rio de Janeiro and Brazil. Okay, for first international Earth Summit. The summit was convened for addressing urgent problems of environmental protection and socio-economic development at the global level. Okay, it means there is a, we can say, addressing this type of problems, that is from the economic development at the global level. Okay, and also environmental protection, problems of environmental protection. Now the assembled leaders signed the Declaration of Global Climatic Change and Biological Diversity. Okay, it means the leaders signed that Declaration of Global Climatic Change and also the Biological Diversity. The Rio Convention endorsed the Global Forest Principle and adopt Agenda 21 for achieving sustainable development in the 21st century. It means sustainable development is we can say achieved in the 21st century, that is development without disturbing the or damaging the environment, and also development should not compromise with the needs of what? Future generation. Now what is Agenda 21? It is the declaration signed by the world leaders in 1992 in the Rio de Janeiro, that at the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, which took place at the Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Okay, it aims at achieving global sustainable development. It is an agenda to combat environmental damage, poverty, disease through global cooperation on common interest and also mutual needs and shared responsibilities. One major objective of the Agenda 21 is that every local government should draw its own local Agenda 21. Okay. So now the resource planning. Our next topic is resource planning. Planning is the widely accepted strategy for judicious use of resource. Okay, it means planning is the widely accepted for the strategy for the judicious use of resource. It has importance in our country like India also. Okay, which has numerous diversity, vast diversity, and in the availability of resource there are regions where are rich in certain types of resource but are deficient in some other. Okay, so these are the things. And also there are some reasons which can be considered self-sufficient in terms of the availability of resource, and there are some also reasons which have the acute shortage of some vital resource. It means simple, that is resource. There are some reasons which can be considered where yes, there are some also reasons which can be. Okay, so there is availability of resource also, or there are some reasons that have shortage of some vital resources also. For example, the state of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh are rich in minerals and coal deposits. It means these are the state that is rich in minerals and coal. Arunachal Pradesh has abundance of water resource but lack in infrastructural development. Arunachal Pradesh have the abundance of water but they have also lack of infrastructural development. The state of Rajasthan is very well endowed with solar and wind energy but lack in water resource. In the Rajasthan there is water resource are in less. Okay. So the cold desert of Ladakh is relatively isolated for the rest of the country. It has very rich cultural heritage but it is deficient in water infrastructure and also some vital minerals. It means Ladakh is also better in one thing, but there is also two types of demerits, like they are have lack deficient in water and also the infrastructure and some also vital minerals. This calls for the balanced resource planning at the national, state, regional and local levels. So these are the planning of resource. Now the next thing is resource planning in India. So let's talk about that, what are the resource planning in India. So resource planning is a complex process which involves identification and inventory of resource across the region of the country. It means first one involves that identification of inventory resource and also the across the region of the country. It means we have to identify that resource and also we have to identify that state or region where it is from. Okay, this involves surveying, mapping or also qualitative and quantitative estimation and measurement of the resource, and also we want the quality and quantity. Okay, now next thing is involving a planning structure endowed with appropriate technology, skill and institutional setup for implementation resource development plans. Okay, and third is matching the resource development plans overall national development plans. Okay, so these are the plans involved in the resource planning. Okay, now India has made concerted efforts for achieving the goal of resource planning right from the first 5-year plan launched after independence. It means after independence the first 5 planning are what achieved the goals. It means they got success. Now the availability of resources are necessary for the condition for development of any region. It means there is for development there is must be, we want the, there is must resources necessary, okay, but mere availability of resource in the absence of corresponding change in in technology and institution may hinder development, okay, this may hinder development. But there are many regions in our country that are rich in resources, but these are included in economically backward region. It means there are also some states like they are rich in resources, but they are economically less developed, or we can say backward region. Now, sorry, not less developed, they are economically backward. On the contrary, there are some regions which have a poor resource, but they are economically developed. But there are also many regions are there that they are poor. They have not much resource. They have poor in resource, but they are economically developed. Okay, so these two types of cases are also formed. Okay, now. So this is the that things that can you name same resource from the that is rich in resource but economically backward, and second one is that is rich in not resource but economically developed. Okay. So the history of colonization reveals that rich in colonies were the main attraction for the foreign invaders. It means the history of colonization reveals what? The rich resource in colonies, and also were the main prime